teams to reign in the first ever Europa Conference League, and of course we got some big games on our hands as we enter the quarterfinals first legs. Who's going to take advantage this coming week? We'll take a little look next. Today we look forward to the Europa Conference League quarterfinals first legs, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe and get back to all things Rovers related, Europa Conference League related, World Football related. We're all here, boys. Under one roof, that's right, 8 teams remain, including Mourinho, and of course Mr. Rogers. That's right, over at Leicester. Goodness gracious me! But can any of those two actually get a little bit closer to, of course, the final? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs, they're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for loving, of course, behind the scenes. If you want to check out the links down below, patreon.com/Roseys, check it all out. I could do with some help behind the bloody scenes. But anyway, let's take a look at how we got this stage, of course, from the last results, which was, of course, the last 16 second legs. So here we go then. These are the results, of course, from last time round. Basel against Olympique Marseille ended up as a 2-1 win for Marseille. I went with a 2-2 draw. I'll give you the aggregate score in a minute, of course. So a big win for Marseille on the night, but was it enough? I'll tell you shortly. Meanwhile, Rennes against Leicester City, 2-1 win was my pick for Rennes. I got it right, very, very much so. 2-1 win it was in the end. Copenhagen did get spanked by PSV, 4-0 in the end. I predicted the 4 goals, but I didn't think I went with a 2-2 draw myself. Meanwhile, AZ Alkmaar, they also drew with Bodø Glimt, 2-2 in the end, of course, and I got that one bang on the nose as well. Meanwhile, Ghent did lose to PAOK on the night. Of course, who will go through? We'll see in a minute. 2-1 win was my pickaroo. I went the other way as well. Meanwhile, Roma 1-1 draw was the final score there. 2-0 was my pick, and of course Mourinho may have gone through. Meanwhile, Leicester against Slavia Prague, 4-3 goals galore in this badger, 7 goals in it. 2-0 was in the end for Leicester in the end. And Feyenoord 3-1 winners of Partizan Belgrade. 2-0 win was my pick, and of course I did all right myself as well. So let's take a look at the aggregate score lines now, coming at you in one foul swoop. As you can see, Marseille go through 4-2 on the night, or aggregate, and of course Leicester City have joined them. Copenhagen crash out despite scoring 4 goals over the 2 legs. PSV scoring 8 to win 8-4 on the double header. 4-3, of course, but Glimt go through. Of course, AZ Alkmaar crash out. Ghent also join them on the exit path, with PAOK going through a 3-1 after 2 legs. Meanwhile, Roma there, so are Slavia Prague, and of course joining them will be Feyenoord, also scoring 8 over the course of the 2 legs. So those are the 8 clubs, of course, and these are your pickaroonies, of course. Well done to Kevin Keita and James P60 are great. With, of course, we got 5 bins there. How many did I get? I got myself, what did I get? I got 1, 2, I got 4, I think. I got myself 4, which is great, but not good enough to win outright. So those guys got 5. What about the old grand old scheme of things? Well, here you go. The master leaderboard. Sheridan has 75 points so far to his name. Hans Wurst, Jordan are up there with Bianca Muller and Vincent Hong as well in the top 5. I'd say if you're in the top 6, you've got a realistic chance. Maybe I'll give it to James B. Great as well. You've got, what, 8, 10, 12, 13 points left on the table, I believe. So that's, of course, as we draw to a conclusion of the Europa Conference League. Let's take a look, of course, at the next round of matches. Cut4/ECL picks. If you want to get involved, free to enter. Get in amongst it. Get your name in lights. So this is what it's all about, folks. This is what it's all about as we enter the final 8, of course, quarterfinal stages. These were the last 16, of course, in all their glory. Of course, we see the back of Rennes crashed out. Copenhagen are out there as well. AZ Alkmaar no longer with us. Vitesse Arnhem as well on the other side. Ghent crash out. Basel as well. Lasic out, as are, of course, the other Partizan Belgrade there down the foot of the graphic. But anyway, let's take a look at the quarterfinals. We're going to kick it all off with the first one, which will be Leicester City up against PS Bloody. Now, these games all take place on Thursday, April the 7th, so make sure you get your pickaroos in nice and early. Let's take a look at it then. Of course, these 2 sides never played each other, according to my eyes anyway. Of course, Leicester coming into this 58% form for them at the moment. That's 2 defeats in the past 6 games, of course, and fresh off the back of a draw against Manchester United. Meanwhile, PSV coming to this on the back of an 83% form for them, unbeaten in the last 13 games. games, of course, winning 3 of the last 4, of course, and also a draw last night against FC Twente. Of course, coming into this one, though, Leicester's last defeat was the 2-0 loss against Arsenal. Meanwhile, of course, PSV Eindhoven's last defeat, we have to go all the way back. I don't even know. It was the 2-1 loss against Ajax way back in, of course, January 2022. Of course, double-legged affair on this one. What about the bookies' odds on this? The bookies' odds, of course, will give it to Leicester City. 23-20 for the victory. They are your favourites for the first leg. Of course, 35 is short, and 21-10 is your second leg. Is your away leg, away team there. That is, of course, PS Bloody V. So, what are my odds on this one? I'm going to go with, of course, a cheeky 2-0 win for Leicester City to give the upper hand in the first leg, of course, as, of course, bring it back to the Dutchlands in the second leg a little bit later on in the month. Next, of course, we have Bodø Glimt up against AS Roma. That's right. Of course, Mourinho's boys have a chance to get some silverware, and, of course, a passage through to next year's Europa League. Of course, these two sides have played each other already twice in the group stages. Of course, there's been 1 win for Bodø Glimt, another for Roma, and 1 draw. Of course, Bodø Glimt, though, unbeaten in the last. They haven't lost the last 16 home matches, coming into this on a 92% form for them, winning 5 of the last 6. Of course, drawing 1 game. As for Roma, also unbeaten the last 6, 83% form for them at the moment as well. But just 1 win and 3 if you want to look at it this way. Roma haven't lost the last 4 away games. Of course, the previous 2 occasions between these two sides ended up as a 6-1 win for Bodø Glimt in Norway last round. A 2-2 draw it was over in Italy. Meanwhile, Bodø Glimt picked up a 4-1 win over Lillestrøm in the Norwegian Cup. Of course, they look very, very good over there. Of course, as for Roma, 3-0 winners over Lazio last round. That's back on the 20th of March. I'm recording this on Sunday, April the 3rd. They take on Sampdoria tonight. Of course, expected to win that game, even though that they're on the road on this one. Of course, both coming out of the same group. Of course, first place was Bodø Glimt. I think second place was Roma. That is right. Just confirming that. No, it's the other way around. Roma actually came out on top of the pops on this group with Bodø Glimt second. The odds, though, 2-5 is your Bodø Glimt, 21-20 is your Roma, and 35 is your draw. I'm actually backing Bodø Glimt to get something out of this first game. I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-1 draw on this one, and of course Roma will probably fancy the chance in the second leg. Next up, of course, on the other side of the bracket, we have Marseille up against PAOK. Let's get into it, of course, coming at you from Greece, but this game will be in France. That's right. Now, the pressure is just the one time since 2003, and was a win for Marseille. Marseille comes in on the back of 4 wins in a row, 75% form for them, up against a PAOK side of 1-5 on the bounce as well, 92% form for them at the moment. The one and only win for Marseille was a 5-1 win, and of course that was all the way back in a friendly game, so it doesn't really count. Anyway, of course, coming at you though, PAOK haven't lost the last 9 games. They haven't actually lost any of the last 5 away games either. Meanwhile, Marseille comes in on the back of a 2-1 win over Nice, which of course was back on the 20th of March, also very, very nice. Meanwhile, PAOK picked up a win over AEK Athens, of course, back on the 20th of March as well. Of course, Panathinaikos await PAOK this week, of course, today. Same can be said for Marseille. They take a trip to Saint Etienne, of course, over in their domestic league as well. As for the odds on this one, then, shall we? Marseille are actually 94 on for the victory, 10-3 is your draw, 6-1 is your long shots. That is, of course, PAOK on this one. Of course, I'm backing, of course, the Marseille on this one. Of course, having got through Basel as well, I think they'll come out on the upper hand with a 2-0 win in the first leg as well. Don't forget they're going to bring it back to Greece in the second legs on this one. And then wrap it up, we have the final quarter-final is, of course, Slavia Prague up against Feyenoord. Of course, it's actually in Feyenoord, so the first leg over in the Dutchlands, the second leg will be over in the Czech Republic. Now, these two sides, of course, play each other, according to my eyes, 2 times in 2021. Of course, Feyenoord coming in on the back of just 1 defeat, past 6, 75% form, against the Slavia Prague side of just 1 once in the past 3, 67% form for them as well. They also play each other in the Europa Conference League Group E earlier stages. Of course, they were in the same group, and of course, Feyenoord picked up the win in the Dutchlands, and of course, they drew 2-2 over in Czech Republic last time around. So Feyenoord fancy their chances, of course, to do this. So two of the 4 games have been already seen each other earlier in the campaign. Meanwhile, Feyenoord picked up a 2-2 win over Wilhelm II. That was, of course, yesterday. As for Slavia Prague, picked up a 1-0 win over Ceska Bujovic over in the Czech top flight as well. Of course, Slavia Prague expected to take on Pilsen as well tonight. So I anticipate a result on that one. Look at the odds here. We have, of course, what have we got going on? Feyenoord 5-4 on for the victory, 40-5 is your draw, 60-5 is your away win. That is, of course, Slavia Prague on this one. Who's going to have the upper hand in the Dutchlands? I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, surprise, surprise, against the grain here with Slavia Prague taking the W, and of course giving themselves a massive boost heading into the latter stages, or the second leg anyway. So there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. Make sure you get your pickaroos in using the link, cut/ECL picks. And of course, I'll see you back around next time around for the second legs. That is it. That is it. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, we'll be covering each and every one of the games, of course, right here on the channel, as well as the Europa League and, of course, the Champions League. So make sure you check those videos out as well. Again, don't forget about our extensive World Cup coverage. We just did the draw last week. It was fantastic, of course. So make sure you stick around for that. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up for exclusive football content. We're going to right here, all under one roof. Until then, guys, thumbs up, subscribe. See you soon. Till then, we are done.